Hey y'all, welcome to the Nina K Files. I'm Nina K. Thank you for joining me for Messy Mondays, where I do my best to give you the info without being too messy. Before we get into the topic of the day, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and if this video is to your liking, please like the video as well. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into it. For those of you who have not seen the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, you should definitely go watch it now. For those who have seen it, I know I'm not the only one who has questions as to how he was able to do what he was doing on such a grand scale. So the story goes like this. Simon Leviev, an Israeli man who was originally born as Shimon Yehuda Hayut, fled Israel in 2011 in order to escape charges filed against him for theft, forgery, and fraud. He spent almost 10 years traveling throughout Europe while posing as an heir to the Leviev diamond fortune and meeting multiple women on Tinder and other dating apps. Somehow he was able to convince these women that he met to give him money with a promise to pay them back, but he never did. In 2015, he was convicted of defrauding 3 women in Finland and served 2 years in a Finnish prison. Upon his release in 2017, he was right back to his old tricks. His strategy was a Ponzi scheme-like con. He would meet women on Tinder and lead them to believe that he was a wealthy heir in the dangerous diamond business. He would begin a long-distance relationship with them while he traveled for work and lived lavishly off his previous targets. After dating a woman for a while, he would tell her that he was in danger and send videos of his bodyguard bleeding and say that his enemies were after him. He would then ask the women to use their credit cards because he feared being tracked if he used his own credit cards. These women who believed they were in a relationship with him would give access to their cards, take out loans and lines of credit, and even fly large sums of withdrawn cash to him in his time of need. Of course, he promised to pay them back, and they had no reason to believe that he couldn't pay them back. After all, he flew in private jets, wore designer clothing, stayed in the best hotels, and was supposedly the heir to a diamond fortune. As per their agreement, he did pay them back with wire transfers that never went through, fake watches, and bounced checks. What the women did not know at the time was that the wealth that they saw was paid for by the women before them. The Netflix documentary focused on 3 of the women that he had swindled. Between the 3 of them, they had lost over $385,000. One of the women, named Cecile, who found herself unable to pay back the $200,000 that she had borrowed from 10 different banks, finally went to the authorities and found out who the real Simon was and how far back his con went. Cecile then reached out to the biggest newspaper in Norway with her story in an attempt to oust Simon. In July of 2019, Simon was arrested in Greece for using a fake passport. He was extradited back to Israel to face the charges from 2011. He denied any wrongdoing as far as the women were concerned. He claimed he never took anything from them and they were able to see the world on his dime. In December of 2019, he was convicted of all the charges against him in Israel and sentenced to 15 months in prison. He was released after serving 5 months for good behavior and started referring to himself as a business and real estate expert and charging for his services. Since the release of the Netflix documentary, he has been banned from Tinder and multiple other dating apps. He has signed with a Hollywood agent in an attempt to break into Hollywood and is asking for $20,000 among other things for club appearances. In late February of 2022, the Leviev family, which had been in business for 40 years, filed a lawsuit against Simon. The lawsuit claims that Simon committed malice defamation and invasion of privacy. The family claims to have known about Simon since 2017 when they found out that he was writing fraudulent checks with the family's business name on it. They say they haven't been able to file a lawsuit because they never knew where he was because he traveled so much. The family plans to give any proceeds gained from the lawsuit to Simon's victims. The 3 victims that were featured in the documentary have since created a GoFundMe to help pay off the debt that they are now stuck with. The women are trying to raise $800,000. After watching this documentary, I felt like I was on a roller coaster with these women, but there were so many times that I would have gotten off. I could not understand why they kept giving him money after the promised wire transfers never came through. I mean, I understand being in love, but I kept waiting for common sense to kick in. I also kept wondering why they didn't question his need for their money, especially with him being this heir. Was there no one else in his life that he could have asked for this money? I can see being taken for a few $1,000s, but not for $200,000. Let me know what you think in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to make sure you do not miss any upcoming videos, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified for any future videos. Until next time.
With